Live at 5, Governor Brian Kemp has issued a state of emergency for all of Georgia.
Yeah, and right now, parts of our state seeing winter weather that we aren't used to seeing this time of year. Atlanta News first reporter Abby Kasura is joining us live along the downtown connector near the state capitol in Atlanta, where state officials are on edge tonight.
This storm is massive, it is powerful, and it is unpredictable. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and other state officials warning people south of I-85 and I-20 to stay off the roads if they can. Conditions here can devolve very quickly, and they are warning people to stay off the roads. They do not want what happened in 2014 to happen again. Governor Brian Kemp visiting the state's Emergency Operations Center for an emergency briefing from state officials. They say the roads are brined, warming shelters are open, and crews are ready to respond to any emergency calls.
We're going to give it everything we got with everything we got.
Counties in central and south Georgia not used to seeing weather like this. State crews are making sure local governments have the tools they need and the time to get to work.
If we can spend our time, treating roads, scraping roads, salting bridges and brining, versus trying to go respond to wrecks and other things, it'll just allow us to get people back going after the storm passes quicker.
The Department of Transportation says in the days leading up to the storm, their brine trucks have covered enough roads to get from Atlanta to Los Angeles 6 times.
We have plow teams spread throughout the state ready to go, and in the event that North Georgia, North Metro doesn't see any impacts, we'll begin to shift those crews down south.
Keeping roads open is key. In 2014, wrecks caused a standstill. If pipes freeze, power lines go down, crews will need to reach people quickly. Freezing temperatures possibly deadly.
Temperatures in single digits and teens up in the mountains to 3 to 5 inches of snow in South Georgia. So every Georgian needs to be prepared.
The storm has already been deadly. GEMA Director Chris Stallings saying that last night someone wandered off, a critical care patient, and they died of hypothermia. He says that they've deployed emergency generators and they've opened several warming shelters. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasura for Atlanta News First.